before starting any maintenance task, ensure that you've powered down the equipment with either an e-stop or the door open, and power off the main enclosure by rotating the power disconnect to the off position and follow your company's lockout and tagout procedures by using the hasp that's uncovered.
This is the Collator 200 panel. As you can see, you have 3 circuit breakers for each motor. You have fuses for the power supply, 24-volt fuses, PLC, VFDs, safety circuit, main disconnect, power distribution. If any fuse trips, the red light will come on. Just pull the fuse, replace it, close it back. If any high voltage, any of the motors trip, any position other than up and down, trip, just reset the circuit breaker, cut it back on. If the main fuse trips or any dysfunction, the unit will not power up. All of our Collator panels come with a cooling fan. We have the fan unit. It's at the bottom with filter medium. Air flows in, cools the panel. Hot air blows out. We also have filter medium here. If this becomes dirty and clogged, you have to replace it. This is the product count sensor. If you have to replace this sensor, when you get it out of the box and plug it in, you will see this yellow light. In order to get that yellow light to go away and adjust your height, your sensor height to the belt, you want to get a screwdriver, stick it in, so that light goes away. Turn it clockwise, slowly, until that yellow light reappears.
When replacing any of the belts on the Collator, all of them use guides to maintain tracking. That means that the tension at the end of the belt is just to drive the belt, not to correct for tracking. To adjust the tension, you will loosen or tighten the 2 bolts at the end of the conveyor, and you will check to see if the distance between the end of the slot and the shaft is the same for both sides. It does not need to be precise.
In order to tension product count belt, we need to first loosen the 4 bolts on the side of the tension. You need to take a long screwdriver, stick it down through to the count shaft. Apply pressure forward. As you do this, maintain pressure. Tighten the first bolt down. Remove the screwdriver. Do the same thing on the other side. Continue to the rear. Tighten the remaining 2 bolts. This belt is also guided, so you just want the tension to maintain drive. All 3 of our belts come with a lacing connection. In order to remove the lace, first you have to release tension. Take pliers, grab at the end, and just pull away. Each Collator has 2 motors with belts that need to maintain tension. The in-feed motor here, 3 pulleys together. tension belt. The exit motor. One pulley, one motor, one belt.
When tensioning or releasing tension on the timing belts, both motors have a set of slots that holds the motor location. You will loosen the bolts on the motor to shift it up and down, either to remove tension to remove the belt or to apply tension when replacing the belt. During preventative maintenance, you may also need to check the tension of the belt and retension if it is stretched.
To clean and maintain the in-feed belt, you can use a soft plastic brush, rubber brush, to get out of the cleats and textures, and spray it with air after every shift. Try to keep the crumbs and crushed up stuff down. Count belt is generally so smooth and so fast it'll clean itself, but you want to spray it down with a water alcohol mix and just wipe it down after every shift. Same with the exit conveyor belt. You can just wipe this down and spray it down with the alcohol and water mix after every shift.
Cleaning any of the 3 sensors in the equipment, use an appropriate dry or damp lens cleaning cloth. Each sensor has a lens face that must be wiped down to remove any dust. Air can also be used to keep dust off on a regular basis. Depending on the plant conditions, you may find that you need to lubricate the lead screw more frequently than our preventative maintenance suggests. Applying a grease to the lead screw and running the turnbuckle both directions to ensure that grease gets to both sides of the lead screw as well as inside of the nut will protect its life and ensure smooth and quiet operation. The Collator has several guards that need to be kept clean to ensure safe operation. Those guards include both tunnel guards and the top. As well as the guards, the star wheel arms are made of Lexan or polycarbonate. All 4 sets of components can be cleaned with a soft cloth and a mild detergent. Avoid harsh chemicals as they will cause the components to haze and fog.
Change motors on the Collator. First, make sure the power is off and the motor is dewired. Second, take one hand, reach underneath, grab the motor, take the next hand, loosen the 4 bolts, remove them, drop the motor down.
The BluePrint Collator comes with a combination of flange and insert bearings. We consider these bearings to be lube for life. Depending upon the manufacturer who supplied the bearings, some of them may come with Zerk fittings. We do not use those fittings to re-grease. Instead, we replace the bearings at regular intervals. Here's an example of the 2 insert bearings that we use, depending on whether it's on the count wheel assembly or on one of the 2 bearing assemblies. The idler bearing assembly and the count wheel assembly use a press-in bearing, requiring the entire shaft to be replaced with the bearings.